Mazda has just dropped a bombshell on the automotive world, and it's shaking up the entire pickup truck market. The company's CEO has revealed a brand new pickup truck priced at just $19,999, and this move has stunned competitors who never saw it coming. For years, Mazda has been known for stylish sedans, sporty crossovers, and the legendary MX-5 Miata, but nobody expected them to step back into the truck game with such an aggressive strategy. This isn't just another pickup. It's a statement. At a time when truck prices are skyrocketing, and even basic trims of popular models can push past $30,000 to $40,000, Mazda is going in the opposite direction. They're giving buyers a highly capable, modern truck at a price point that almost feels unreal in today's market. It's clear Mazda isn't just trying to enter the segment, they're here to disrupt it. Imagine getting rugged capability, sharp Mazda design, and reliable engineering, all without breaking the bank. That's exactly what this $19,999 pickup promises to deliver. The surprise here isn't just the price. It's how well Mazda has packed features into this truck without cutting corners. Reports suggest it will carry Mazda's signature design language, blending sleek lines with muscular presence, making it stand out immediately on the road. The interior is expected to punch above its class, with driver-focused ergonomics and tech that feels borrowed from higher-end Mazda models. We're talking touchscreen infotainment, modern safety systems, and a cabin that doesn't feel stripped down, even at the entry-level price. Competitors like Toyota, Ford, and Chevrolet are now in an awkward spot. These brands have dominated the compact and mid-sized truck segment for years, but none of them can even come close to touching a sub-$20,000 price tag. Mazda is taking a huge gamble, but if this truck delivers what's promised, it could become a game-changer, forcing the entire industry to rethink its pricing strategy. And here's where things get even more interesting. Rumors are circulating that Mazda designed this truck with a global market in mind, meaning it could be tough enough for rugged conditions overseas while still refined enough for city life in North America. That balance between affordability, durability, and modern styling could be exactly what buyers have been waiting for. And let's talk about the heart of this new machine, the engine. While Mazda hasn't officially confirmed every spec, insiders suggest the truck could come with a choice of efficient four-cylinder power plants, possibly even a mild hybrid option, designed to give buyers solid fuel economy without sacrificing the torque needed for hauling or weekend. You're not just getting an affordable truck, you're getting one that can handle real work, whether it's towing a trailer, hauling gear, or just being that reliable daily driver. Mazda's engineering philosophy has always been about balance, performance, efficiency, and driving pleasure. And if they carry that DNA into this truck, expect sharper handling than the typical bouncy ride of budget pickups. Imagine a truck that feels just as comfortable carving through winding roads as it does rolling down a dirt trail. That's something few competitors can brag about at any price, let alone under $20,000. Now picture this. Mazda's design team has a reputation for turning even their most practical vehicles into head-turners. Their Kodo design language makes cars like the CX-5 and Mazda 3 look premium, and if they bring that same sleek, sculpted look into the truck segment, this pickup could easily become the best-looking option in its class. Buyers won't just be getting utility, they'll be getting style that stands out in a sea of boxy, uninspired designs. And then comes the real kicker, the interior. Mazda has been praised for cabins that feel more upscale than their price tags suggest. Soft touch materials, intuitive layouts, and a driver-first approach are trademarks. Even in their most affordable cars, Mazda delivers interiors that rival luxury brands. So if they carry that formula adventures, that means into this pickup, owners could be stepping into a cabin that feels way above its price range. Combine that with safety tech like lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and automatic emergency braking, and suddenly this isn't just a budget truck, it's a smart buy. But here's where competitors are sweating. Mazda is aiming directly at first-time truck buyers, young professionals, and families who need utility without debt-inducing payments. The $19,999 price tag makes it accessible in a way no other modern pickup is. It lowers the barrier to entry so drastically that brands like Ford's Ranger or Toyota's Tacoma start to look overpriced in comparison. If Mazda nails reliability and dealer support, this truck could pull customers away from rivals who've been charging premiums for decades. And speaking of trims, the buzz is that Mazda won't just stop at a bare-bones work truck. Early reports hint at multiple configurations, starting with a no-nonsense base model for that headline-grabbing $19,999 price, then climbing up to mid-tier versions with upgraded interiors, bigger screens, and more comfort features. And of course, Mazda might top it off with a premium trim aimed at buyers who want ruggedness with a touch of refinement. That means whether you're a contractor looking for an affordable workhorse or a weekend warrior wanting something stylish and capable, Mazda could have expectations for the entire industry. Suddenly, trucks don't have to be overpriced luxuries. They can be attainable, practical, and fun again. What's even more fascinating is how this truck positions Mazda globally. In markets like Australia, Southeast Asia, and parts of Europe, compact pickups are already wildly popular. By offering an affordable option that can succeed both overseas and in the US, Mazda could be setting itself up as the brand that bridges the gap between global utility and American appetite for trucks. That's a bold move, and one that could pay off in a massive way if demand takes off. And marketing this truck is where Mazda could really play their cards right. Think about it. Most truck ads focus on toughness, power, and that built-for-hard work image. But Mazda has the chance to flip the script. They can market this pickup as the smart choice, the stylish choice, the everyday driver that doesn't require you to spend a fortune just to get utility. By highlighting affordability without sacrificing quality, Mazda can reach younger buyers, first-time truck owners, and even families who never thought a pickup would fit their budget. Now you can bet competitors are already scrambling behind the scenes. Ford might try to emphasize the Ranger's heritage, Toyota could double down on Tacoma's proven reliability, and Chevrolet might push incentives to keep their expectations for the entire industry. Suddenly, trucks don't have to be overpriced luxuries. They can be attainable, practical, and fun again. What's even more fascinating is how this truck positions Mazda globally. In markets like Australia, Southeast Asia, and parts of Europe, compact pickups are already wildly popular. By offering an affordable option that can succeed both overseas and in the US, Mazda could be setting itself up as the brand that bridges the gap between global utility and American appetite for trucks. That's a bold move, and one that could pay off in a massive way if demand takes off. And marketing this truck is where Mazda could really play their cards right. Think about it. Most truck ads focus on toughness, power, and that built-for-hard work image. But Mazda has the chance to flip the script. They can market this pickup as the smart choice, the stylish choice, the everyday driver that doesn't require you to spend a fortune just to get utility. By highlighting affordability without sacrificing quality, Mazda can reach younger buyers, first-time truck owners, and even families who never thought a pickup would fit their budget. Now you can bet competitors are already scrambling behind the scenes. Ford might try to emphasize the Ranger's heritage, Toyota could double down on Tacoma's proven reliability, and Chevrolet might push incentives to keep their U covered. Customization is also a huge piece of the puzzle. Pickup buyers love making their trucks their own, and Mazda knows this. Expect accessories like sport bars, off-road packages, upgraded wheel options, and bed add-ons to be available right out of the gate. It's a smart play because not only does it make the truck more versatile, it also allows Mazda to tap into that lucrative aftermarket-style revenue while giving buyers freedom to tailor their truck to their lifestyle. Now let's zoom out and think about what this move means for the US truck market as a whole. For years, the segment has been dominated by a handful of names, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and Nissan, and buyers have been conditioned to pay top dollar just to get into a dependable pickup. Mazda crashing the party with a sub-$20,000 option is a direct challenge to that status quo. It forces the big players to ask themselves, will buyers still pay $35,000 to $40,000 for a base truck when Mazda is offering something stylish, capable, and reliable for nearly half the price? And the ripple effects don't stop there. This move could pressure competitors into reconsidering their pricing structures, rethinking what features should be standard, and possibly even innovating faster to keep up. If Mazda pulls this off, it doesn't just grab sales, it resets expectations for the entire industry. Suddenly, trucks don't have to be overpriced luxuries. They can be attainable, practical, and fun again. What's even more fascinating is how this truck positions Mazda globally. By offering an affordable option that can succeed both overseas and in the US, Mazda could be setting itself up as the brand that bridges the gap between global utility and American appetite for trucks. That's a bold move, and one that could pay off in a massive way if demand takes off. And marketing this truck is where Mazda could really play their cards right. Think about it. Most truck ads focus on toughness, power, and that built-for-hard-work image. But Mazda has the chance to flip the script. They can market this pickup as the smart choice, the stylish choice, the everyday driver that doesn't require you to spend a fortune just to get utility. By highlighting affordability without sacrificing quality, Mazda can reach younger buyers, first-time truck owners, and even families who never thought a pickup would fit their budget. Now you can bet competitors are already scrambling behind the scenes. Ford might try to emphasize the Ranger's heritage, Toyota could double down on Tacoma's proven reliability, and Chevrolet might push incentives to keep their Colorado appealing. But here's the problem. None of them can easily slash prices without eating into profit margins. Mazda, on the other hand, is entering fresh, with no baggage in the current U.S. truck pricing wars. That gives them freedom to disrupt, and disruption is exactly what this $19,999 figure screams. For consumers, the reaction is already heating up. Car forums, social media threads, and automotive news outlets are buzzing with excitement and skepticism. Some people can't believe a truck in today's market could launch at that price. Others are already planning to trade in their aging vehicles if Mazda delivers on this promise. If the truck really hits dealerships with the features and styling being teased, expect waiting lists, high demand, and possibly even dealers marking them up just because they know buyers will line up. And here's another angle. Mazda has always been praised for its driving dynamics. Imagine the word-of-mouth power when new owners start telling their friends, "Hey, this truck is not only cheap, but it's actually fun to drive." That kind of organic buzz is priceless, and it's exactly the kind of reputation Mazda thrives on. They've built their brand on being the driver's choice, and now they're bringing that DNA to a segment that's usually dominated by brute force rather than finesse. But let's not forget the timing here. In an economy where affordability is top of mind for millions of buyers, Mazda is entering the truck market at the perfect moment. While other automakers are pushing luxury trims and ballooning prices, Mazda is saying, "Here's a truck you can actually afford and you don't have to compromise to own it." That message could resonate far beyond the typical truck-buying crowd, reaching customers who never even considered a pickup before. And that brings us to the big question: what kind of sales impact could this truck really have? If Mazda gets it right, we could be looking at one of the most disruptive launches in recent automotive history. Trucks are consistently among the best-selling vehicles in the U.S., and if even a fraction of buyers shift toward Mazda because of that $19,999 starting point, it could catapult the brand's market share to levels they've never touched before. Think about it. In a segment dominated by giants, one bold move could make Mazda the talk of the entire industry. Of course, the rivals won't just sit back and watch. Ford could push aggressive rebates on the Ranger, Toyota might lean into Tacoma's bulletproof reliability record, and Chevy could rush out a special value edition of the Colorado. But here's the challenge for those brands. Slashing prices means cutting into already thin margins, something they're not eager to do. Mazda, on the other hand, is making its entry move with this strategy, and the element of surprise is on their side. Still, the real test will be whether Mazda can sustain this price point long-term. Launching at $19,999 gets the headlines, but can they keep production costs low enough to maintain profitability? That depends on smart sourcing, efficient manufacturing, and avoiding the trap of overloading the truck with expensive tech that eats away at margins. Mazda has historically been careful with cost while still delivering high-quality products, so if any automaker can walk this tightrope, it might just be them. And let's not overlook the after-sales ecosystem. Trucks aren't just about the initial purchase price, they're about reliability, parts availability, and long-term durability. If Mazda can build this pickup with the same rock-solid dependability that made the Miata a legend, then word of mouth will carry it far beyond the initial hype. Customers who feel they're getting long-term value from a sub-$20,000 truck will become loyalists, and that's where Mazda's real victory lies. Another layer to this story is the shift in consumer priorities. People are looking for vehicles that can multitask, something practical for work, comfortable for family use, and stylish enough to feel proud driving every day. This truck seems to check all those boxes without demanding a massive financial commitment. That's why this move isn't just about undercutting prices, it's about redefining what a starter truck can be in today's world. And if we start thinking about future possibilities, an electric or hybrid version of this truck could completely rewrite the rules of the segment. Mazda has already shown interest in electrification with models like the MX-30, and applying that technology to a pickup would make perfect sense. Imagine a plug-in hybrid truck that combines Mazda's efficiency with real-world utility, still priced well below the competition. That would not just surprise the market, it would blindside it. Global expansion is another critical angle. In regions like South America, Africa, and Asia, compact and affordable pickups dominate the roads. They're not lifestyle vehicles, they're workhorses, daily drivers, and family transport all in one. If Mazda can position this $19,999 pickup as a global model, they're not just selling a truck, they're unlocking markets where affordability and durability matter most. That could elevate Mazda from a niche player into a global powerhouse in the truck category. And then comes the branding impact. Mazda has long been known as the fun-to-drive company, but this truck could broaden their identity into something bigger. Suddenly, Mazda isn't just the brand of sporty crossovers and sleek sedans. They become the automaker that made trucks affordable again. That reputation alone could ripple across their entire lineup, boosting interest in models like the CX-5 and Mazda 3 as buyers start to associate the brand with both value and quality. Think about how that reshapes Mazda's competitive position. While other automakers keep chasing higher margins with luxury trims and bloated prices, Mazda is carving out a unique lane. They're proving that you don't have to spend $40,000 to get a truck that looks good, drives well, and does the job. That could inspire a new wave of customers, those who feel priced out of the market, those who've been waiting for something different, those who want utility without the unnecessary fluff. But here's the kicker. If Mazda proves that a budget-friendly pickup can succeed, other automakers will almost certainly follow. We could see a new wave of entry-level trucks flooding the market in the next 5 years, igniting a price war in a segment that has been dominated by high-dollar models for far too long. And who gets the credit for starting that shift? Mazda with this bold $19,999 gamble, and once this truck actually hits dealerships, the reactions will be just as fascinating as the truck itself. Dealerships love vehicles that generate foot traffic, and a pickup at under 20 grand will do exactly that. People who were only planning to look around will suddenly find themselves crunching numbers, realizing that owning a brand new truck is within reach for the first time in years. For dealers, that means more test drives, more upsells on trims and accessories, and ultimately more sales across Mazda's entire lineup. Truck enthusiasts, on the other hand, are going to have mixed feelings. Purists who swear by their Ford, Chevy, or Toyota might dismiss Mazda at first. But when they see the design, sit in the interior, and hear the price, even skeptics are going to start asking questions. Enthusiast forums will light up with debates. Can a $19,999 Mazda truck really compete with established names? The curiosity alone guarantees attention, and the first owners who share positive experiences will tip the conversation in Mazda's favor. Fleet buyers could be the real wild card here. Small businesses, contractors, and municipal fleets are always hunting for value. If Mazda can prove this truck is reliable, easy to service, and cheap to run, fleets might start scooping them up in bulk. That would not only drive sales but also put more of these trucks on the road, increasing visibility and giving Mazda free advertising with every worksite and delivery route they appear on. And don't underestimate the family buyer. With SUVs and crossovers creeping higher in price every year, a sub-$20,000 pickup suddenly looks like a practical alternative. A truck that can haul groceries during the week, camping gear on the weekend, and still return decent fuel economy is exactly the kind of multi-purpose vehicle families crave. Mazda could position this truck as the family-friendly option in a segment that usually markets itself on toughness alone. And as the countdown to showroom arrival ticks away, one thing is absolutely clear. This isn't just a pickup launch. This is a revolution on wheels.